What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday morning edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Here comes Drew. He's fired up.
Love it.
Oh, Robert's on. Can we not make sure we don't block people? There we go. All right, Robert's on. Drew's here. We're ready. Counting down to Dick Vitale versus Jordy Collada, a battle of the men with tons of vowels in their last name, coming up at 8 o'clock Central Time, 34 minutes. It actually works out really well because we have our Monday morning meeting, so Mondays we always dump off of here at 8 o'clock. So, great chance for you to get on and listen to OTB and catch Vitale with Jordy. Chuck Sanchez, Craig Schilling, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Drew's here. Good morning. Andrew Bayer. What?
Good morning.
Good morning. That's very polite to say good morning. That's what you say when you see someone in the morning. You say good morning.
Mimi's house.
You are going to go to Mimi's house today. Very good. What do you think you're going to do? Well, Mimi will take you to the mall and you can ride the elevator. Very good. Colby Rosenthal, Kevin Riche. What's up? Jody Moscona. What's up, Dad? Good morning. Ty Levine, Charlie Cavell. Let's see. Jade counting down for 8 a.m. I hope Dick Vitale answers the phone. I really do. If he bounces out of that interview, I will be so disappointed. By the way, so I was talking to Gordy yesterday. You know who the guy is that's Vitale's scheduler? Do you remember Stump the Schwab? Remember Howie Schwab? Stump the Schwab? That's the guy who handles all of Vitale's interview booking requests. What, Drew? Let's see. So LSU baseball loses to Georgia. Good outing by Eric Walker, except he gave up the grand slam, which is a bummer, man. If y'all saw how that unfolded. Gave up 2 hits, and Cabrera misplayed a ball in left, so it allowed the runners to go to second and third instead of first and second. So with first open and 2 outs, Maneri intentionally walked the batter to load him, and then Walker just served up a fastball. Kid was sitting fastball first pitch, and he yacked it. Really good rally by the offense, and had a chance, but oh no, Fontenot gave up 2 runs in the 9th, the 8th. Hey, what? And then they had then LSU loaded the bases in the ninth with 2 outs. They said, "What? Excuse me, that's not what we do. That's not what we do here." Yeah, that is sweet. Thank you. That we can do that. Mwah. So Fontenot loaded the bases. They loaded the bases in the 9th, and they had Brant Broussard up, and I cannot believe that he let Brant Broussard hit. And it's not a. I'm not saying don't ever let Brant Broussard hit again, but the point is that there's 2 outs in the 9th game. So if he didn't get hit, it's over. The kid's batting 179. You can think about defensive adjustments and everything that might have, but none of it matters if you don't get hit there. So I couldn't believe he didn't go to his bench there. I would have hit Garza. And listen, I'm a guy who I've talked a lot about Garza and his struggle hitting the curveball, but maybe I'll go look at Garza's last 10 games. So ever since Maneri started rotating the DH spot more, I think Garza. He's had much better ABs. He just hasn't struck out as much. He pinch hit in the 9th in Game 1 against Cal. If you remember, it had an opposite field single in that rally before Josh Smith walked it off. Garza would have, and plus the closer from Georgia was sitting 92. He had pitched the day before, so he clearly wasn't as sharp. I mean, if he leaves a fastball over the plate, maybe Garza hits a grand slam, and and now you're up 2. So anyway, I can't believe he let Broussard hit in that spot. So, anyway, bummer. Still, you went on the road. You took 1. You avoided the sweep on the road against top 10 team. One of the best pitching staffs, if not the best pitching staff in the SEC. You're 4-2. You're at this pace. You pace toward 20 wins. 20 wins in SEC play get you a regional host site. So, 20 wins in the SEC will get you a national seed. So. Keep it up.
Oh, car.
Oh, car. By the way, I hit the share button. Hopefully you will as well. as always, brought to you by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are tagged. Oh, I forgot to tag Brock in the post. Anyway, I will go back and tag Brock in the post after we're done here. And if you would like their page, that'd be great. Kevin Riche, good morning. Chuck Sanchez, good morning. Matthew Rogelio. Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. Irfan, good morning. Brady Beacom, Jason Rayburn, Sean Pumphrey, James Tyrone. What's up? So what y'all got today? Josh Long, Robert in a block party, vintage morning Scone. It kind of is. So Josh, he is completely into Robert again. I mean, whatever it was 2 days ago when I asked him if he wanted to see Robert, and he kind of got excited. Now it's all he wants to watch. He woke up this morning going, Wabut? Wabut? Like, okay. He's already watched it 3 times this morning. Anyway. Shelby Kelly, good morning. Hey, Charlie. Ben Giat. C-Mac, what's up, man? Chris Ray. Hey, Nan, good morning. Sam Dixon, Jordan Richardson. See, what y'all got? Let's see. James Thompson, good morning. What's the over-under for Dickie v. Jordy C? What do you mean the over-under? The over-under on what? Darren Aguilar, good morning. Hey, Dawn. Let's see what y'all got. Megan, Jason, Brady, Sam, Brian. Good morning, everybody. Chad. Wow, good crowd this morning. LSU early line on, hey, bud. Early line with LSU and Michigan State. Sparty -6 in that ball game. So Tigers a little bit of an underdog in D.C. Hi. Hi. Can I help you with something? Yes. Can I help you? Are you just gonna sit here? You gonna put your head in Daddy's palm? Yes. Oh, is your food done? Well, come see. Let's take off your backpack. All done. Let's see. All done. All done. All done. All done. Okay. All done. Hey, I don't think anybody is watching to hear a fussy face. By the way, tip time is set for LSU and Michigan State. Dad's show. So I'm admittedly a tiny bit bummed. 6:09 p.m. on Friday. LSU and Michigan State. I'm a bit bummed. Tigers do get a little, another day off, but of course LSU will be playing at Mississippi State in baseball Friday night, so I have to go split screen, I guess, on that one. Hi. You better come see me with your Dino Jammies. Hi, Dino Jammies. What? Okay, go see Robert. Go see Robert. Okay. All right, let's see. So we got about 26 minutes, y'all. Do tons of questions, all that good stuff. Hang on, let me get back to it. Sorry. Shelby, I don't really like Reed in the 3 or 4 hole. Yeah, so definitely not in the 3 hole. And I would much rather Cabrera batting cleanup, and I would put Reed in the bottom third of the order. And it's not. Look at what Georgia did this past weekend. Georgia, their top RBI guy and leading home run hitters batting 9th. And it's essentially like you go back-to-back leadoff guys. LSU did that in 2016 with Cole Freeman. And he batted 300 out of the 9 hole. And so you went Cole Kramer when the lineup flipped, and it was really beneficial because, those guys, you didn't have that drop off in the bottom of your order. The bottom third of LSU's order has been so bad. I understand the 2 schools of thought. Number one, you cluster all your best hitters together and you say deal with this murderer's row of 6 straight hitters, 5 or 6 of us, and then you let the rest be what it is. Or you kind of try to space it out a little bit so you don't have those long lulls offensively. I'm curious to see if Garza starts catching full time, what that does to LSU's lineup, because Garza, I think, is a bat has much more potential than Mathis. So you instantly get a better bat in there, and you keep the DH. And DiGiacomo's been pretty good. So I think if Garza is your catcher, DiGiacomo's your DH. I'll be curious if, when Gavin Dugas comes back, if he maybe gets another crack at playing second base, because he was swinging the bat pretty good before he hurt his thumb. Long way to go. I mean, let's be real, y'all. I mean, there's 6 games in to the conference schedule. There's 24 SEC games to go. There's 2 more months of SEC play. It's such a long season, man. To overreact to anything now, just like it's been proven time and time again. If you overreact to anything now, like, your chances are you're going to end up looking silly. Like the people a month ago who were yelling about Zach Hess going back to the bullpen. Well, Hess just went on the road and gave you 8 shutout innings and outdueled a guy that's going to be a top half of round 1 pick. I mean, come on. Like, just, long season. Let's see. Trey Dykes, what's up? Trey Landry, what's up? Everett Email, good morning. Hey, Aunt Linda, good morning. Paul Hood. Let's see. Nick Torino, what's up? Are we a gym softball school? I think so, for now anyway. Nick. Talked about gymnastics yesterday. Congrats to them for winning the SEC title Saturday, and congrats to the softball team for getting the sweep over there in Georgia. Danny Gremion, Ben Clark, good morning. Charlie Cavell, your take on offense over the last 2 seasons. I guess you're talking about LSU's offense, like the baseball, right? Or football. I guess baseball. So last year, not having Josh Smith was just crippling. Because if you remember, there was just a complete domino effect with Smith being out that caused LSU to have to reshuffle their entire batting order. I think this year, like, Smith had a rough weekend, but he homered yesterday. Smith is fine. Zach Watson has been on a tear in the 2-hole. Duplantis isn't going to be a 280 hitter, and Cabrera's not a 280. Cabrera's going to end up hitting 330, 320, 330. So he's going to hit this streak where he just actually started last weekend. He hit like 400 last week. He's going to hit this string where he just skyrockets and becomes his average normalizes. And like I mentioned, I'm very curious to see what happens when Garza is able to catch, Dugas comes back, if DiGiacomo solidifies himself in the DH role. It's a constant evolution. I mean, it's fluid what LSU is offensively, because that's how Maneri does things. He doesn't set his 1 through 9 game 1, and it's the same way in game 56. It's just, DiGiacomo wasn't even playing the opening weekend. Now he's your DH, certainly on a platoon. So, anyway. Darren Birchka, good morning. Let's see. Kyle Gaio, Dickie V on OTB at 8 a.m. What happens first? Dick owns up to his hypocrisy, or T-Bob goes ham on him. I don't know that either of those things happen. I will be interested in, and I hope, and I'm sure they did, but I would hope that Jordy and T-Bob sat down and talked about how they wanted to ask certain questions. Prepping an interview is, especially something like this, it's not a tremendously fun thing to do, but the way you word questions, and if you anticipate answers and have follow-ups prepared as well, the interview can be much more fluid. And if you only have, say, 10 minutes, you avoid a lot of the what might be lulls in an interview. The other thing, too, I'll tell you, and this is for anybody who maybe is aspiring broadcaster or has a kid who wants to be, because I get asked all the time. Like, interviewing is a skill that you have to develop. But I think, and I did a whole podcast on this, maybe I'll go repost that one day. One of the toughest things that people do if they don't prepare for an interview, and it's tough to listen to as well, just from my opinion, is in asking a question, it's preamble to the question, ask a question, answer the question, re-ask the question. And so if you actually go through and like you get an audio file of an interview and you extrapolate when the guest talked and the host talked, like there should be a disproportionate amount of the guest talking. It's the guest being interviewed. If it's 10 minutes, I want nine minutes of the guest talking and maybe 1 minute of the host cumulatively asking questions. I mean, the guest being interviewed. Sometimes it happens when you ramble and you don't know how to ask the question, it ends up more 50-50. Because your question will end up being, so like, Dick, look, you've been around the game for a long time. I mean, all the stuff that you've done, you've been with ESPN a really long time. And, you know, so now you're onto this Twitter game as well. And I'm just curious how Twitter might have changed things for you in the industry, because it seems like you're interacting with fans and maybe wasn't there, was before maybe you just go to games and now you got to interact with people on Twitter and you get this feedback. So I'm curious how maybe Twitter's changed things for you, right? Like that was a 30-second question, whereas what would be sufficient is how has Twitter changed the profession for you, right? So anyway, interesting. Good question, Kyle. You just sent me on a little tangent there. Let's see. Dale Laborde, good morning. Ronnie Duga, what's up? Bentley Spears, T-Bob going ham. T-Bob's not going to go ham. Like, it's really not his personality. Have you ever heard him do that in an interview? Chad Dupuy, where can I listen to OTB in Slidell? So, Chad, check out 100.3 ESPN New Orleans. If it might bleed into Slidell. So, 100.3 FM, 100.3 FM. And if not there, you can catch 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 1045ESPN.com, 1045ESPN.com, or go to the App Store and get the 1045 app. Just search 1045 ESPN and you'll see it there. Keith Scoutco, good morning. Hey, Aunt Mary, good morning. Robert is the OG. So Vital is going to be the regular 1045, 1049. Not going to be on the regular feed. Yeah, so Vital's going to be on at 8 o'clock with Jordy and T-Bob, so 17 minutes he's scheduled. Stephen Bro, if you got the Dickie V interview, what is your first question? So normally, it would depend, Stephen. Normally, I would prefer to start an interview with a kicker. Something to disarm the guest, to make them feel comfortable, laugh a little if possible, to get them out of what would be standard programmed responses. Now, if they say, look, you only got 8 minutes, and it's like get down to brass tacks, like get in, get your work done, and get out, then I'd start heavy. I would probably start. I would go chronologically, and the way I'd set it up is what is his opinion? What was his opinion before the wiretap of Will Wade? So start there as a base. And then I'd go to, after that, depending on his response, because I'm a very big believer that the answer to a question, if you're listening as the host, if you're listening to the answer will provide the next question. There's a natural follow-up. But again, situationally, if I know I just have time to get like 4 or 5 questions in, then I'm asking my questions regardless of the answer, unless there's something that just completely necessitates a follow-up. But I would get into why he went so hard after Will Wade, and he will say because there's a wiretap. I'll say, well, why not Calipari, Patino, Bruce Pearl, yada yada. And his answer would be, well, because there's no wiretap. And then I'd explore that. With their like Auburn had an assistant go to jail. That's okay. Do you really believe that Rick Pitino, Bruce Pearl had no knowledge of what their staff members were doing? And if he says no, then wouldn't that be an example of lack of institutional control? Along those lines, Dick painted himself into a corner. He's in a tough spot. He is. He's gone so hard after Will Wade and defended so many slime balls. And then the kicker is the fact that last week he goes on ESPN and argues that players should be paid. Well, you're demonizing what Will Wade is alleged to have done. and essentially lobbying for it, to saying it's okay. I'll tell you something else I would do. If Dick said that Will Wade is on an FBI wiretap, I would say, Dick, have you heard the wiretap phone call? And he would say no, because nobody has. I'd say, well, how do you know that it's legitimate? And maybe this is a bit of sort of legal wrangling, but we still got to remember too that it's a transcript of a call, allegedly, that is so far unsubstantiated. Nobody's heard the call. Nobody knows it really exists. It's a Yahoo report. And it's uncorroborated at this point. Nobody else has that audio or has that transcript. So it's a single source report lacking context that nobody else has. So you can kind of paint them into a corner there. There's a lot of ways to do it. All right, I'm going on a tangent here. Now I'm just exploring what I would do if I had the interview. But anyway, so now like, that's how my brain would work if I were prepping for that interview. I would have that whole conversation with myself.
Robert.
Can't believe UCF threw an alley-oop up 4. It was like deja vu. Robert. Oh, sorry. Robert? All right, let's see. I know, right? And I had Duke in my bracket, and so I'm watching the game kind of conflicted, right? Because like everybody wants to win the bracket, but I'm sitting there going, oh man, but I feel so good for UCF, like they've played so hard and whatever. But then I remembered, like, I hate UCF because they're a bunch of whiny tryhards from a mid-major that claim national titles that they didn't win. So I'm like, yeah, their fans don't deserve that. See ya. Kippers, what's up? Jamie was pretty pumped to get tickets to watch Hamilton, and I realized it's the same time as tip-off. The good news is I'm sure there's more performances of Hamilton, so you can watch another time. Hey, Madison Gilmore, what's up? UCF was 1 point from playing in the national championship basketball. There you go. Let's see. Daniel Lewis. What's up, Daniel Lewis? Good morning. Corey Gotro. Megan, just stay in studio Friday after AFR do a companion show. Not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Darren Hanover filled the 9 hole as well. Yep, Tyler Hanover did. Leroy Blanchard, Dusty Revere. Of the 4 SEC teams in the 16, who goes the deepest? I think Tennessee. I think Tennessee is the most complete team, and I think they've got the best draw. What? Robert. Is Robert not? Did I not put him? I thought I put Robert on for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Daddy screwed up. I did not. There's Robert. There's that big nerd. The more I watch that episode of Wheel of Fortune with Robert, the more nuance I see. Just the more like detail, like little attention you pay to, like how Pat Sajak interacts with him and everything. It's just so funny to watch him all get so annoyed with this guy. Carrie Hughes, good morning. Everett email. Drew's moving furniture again. He's been doing it all morning. Let's see. Aunt Mary, sounds like furniture is being oh yeah, always. Carrie Tomplay, what's up? C-Mac, pieces are there for baseball. Just don't seem to all come together at the same time. Bats finally wake up late. Fonto gives up the homer. Okay, thank you. That wouldn't have been a homer anywhere else. That's one thing that annoys me. Okay, so look at what happened in the 9th. Well, I guess it was the 8th for Georgia, top of the 9th for LSU. Zach Watson hits an opposite field shot, and the kid goes over the wall and erases a two-run homer. I mean, it was an amazing play. It was. You just tip your cap to the guy. The guy went up the wall and brought a home run back over the fence. Okay. But the flip side of it is, and this is one of the things that annoys me about baseball. I love the game, but there's things about the game that I hate. Georgia has a 314-foot fence in right field. Or not, the fence isn't 314 feet. It's 314 feet down the line. The kid hits an opposite field homer when he had an excuse me swing that popped up to right and it left the yard. Like, that's not okay. Like, hitters should not be rewarded for a mishit. Similarly, in Omaha at TD Ameritrade, my feeling has been, obviously before they changed to baseball, that pitchers were being rewarded for making bad pitches because guys were putting good swings on balls and they would just be long fly ball outs because that place was a graveyard. So I have long argued for uniformity in baseball with as far as dimensions. Every tennis court has the same dimensions, every football field has the same dimensions, every basketball court has the same dimensions, like every soccer field, every rugby field. The fact that baseball has different dimensions at different ballparks to me is stupid. Because it is almost impossible to get an accurate accumulation of statistical data when things like that happen. I mean, it's like Yankee Stadium. As much as I love the Yankees, the short porch and right is a joke. It just is. I mean, if you get a dead pull left-handed hitter playing for the Yankees, or a guy like Aaron Judge who's 6'7", who can throw the bat at an outside pitch and punch it over the right field wall. I mean, it's going to skew your statistics. It just is. Anyway. Keith, good morning. Hey, Erica, good morning. Should be working, E-Rock. Make that paper. Let's see. Oh, we got 8 more minutes. 8 minutes till Dick Vitale. Remember, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. My mistake, I forgot to tag them in the post Monday morning. Hadn't had my coffee yet. I'm going to go back and tag them, so hopefully you'll like the Brock page. And, of course, if you're in the greater Baton Rouge area and you're in need of an orthopedist, hopefully you'll check out our friends at Brock. They're the best. Dr. Field is the LSU baseball team doc. Dr. Chip Bankston is the Saints team physician. Brent Bankston has been the guy for LSU football for 2 decades, maybe longer. Anyway, awesome docs, man. Brock is the best, no matter the specialty. Like I mentioned, I've been there plenty before. When I hurt my neck, Dr. Faraci took care of me. He was awesome. Chip Bankston took care of my Achilles whenever I screwed that up. Anyway, the Brock docs are the best. Go check them out. Sam, let's see. Nice weekend for LSU involving the state of Maryland, beating the Terps, then getting commitment from defensive end Clowney. He's the Mingo Key, chassis-on-size player we always seem to land at the right time. It's very true. And it's a really nice get, for sure. But you know what is interesting? Carrie, we should play Jordy's interview live on here. I would, man, but I'm gonna have to bounce because I got to get to downtown for 8:00. I meant for 9:00. It is so interesting to me.
Me.
Hey, bud.
Me.
Me?
Me.
B. Do you have a string? What is? Come see. Is that a string? Let me see that. Hold on. That is. Oh, let me see this. What did you do? Okay. He pulled a string. I don't know if he pulled this off of his jammings or if he got that from somewhere else. Oh my god. No. Anyway. Oh yeah. No. So like LSU had another spring football scrimmage this past weekend to get a commitment from Jadeveon Clowney's cousin, and nobody's talking about it. It's the best. That's what's great about LSU basketball continuing to play on. LSU baseball, obviously being in conference play, it's distracted us from the minutia of spring football, which is awesome. Kyle Larison, good morning. Duplantis looks like he can't see the ball, making bad swings. He pitches out of the zone, not looking confident or comfortable. A little bit of a slump, man. They try to move him down the order, see if it helps. But they moved him back. Actually, they moved him up and moved Smith back. Had it back in line yesterday. But Duplantis got a couple of hits yesterday. Let's see, Brian Ashcraft Any interview has to be better than when Colin Cowherd interviewed John Harbaugh. See, now it was Jim Harbaugh, but that's on Harbaugh. That's not on Cowherd. Cowherd did what he could, and Harbaugh just wasn't playing ball. And sometimes when you are interviewing someone who's just not willing to play ball, I thought Cowherd did it perfectly. He just said, all right, I'm just going to let you go. This is pointless. I mean, he's right. It was. Harbaugh wasn't answering anything. It was super awkward. It was non-productive. It was, dump out of it. I mean, I've done that before. Obviously not as high profile, but there's times you take risks, get people on the air, and you think it's a good idea, and they're just not competent or comfortable, and you just, okay, thanks. I mean, three minutes, you're just done. I mean, why continue to put your audience through that, Corey Landry, Jake Nola, what's up? Darren, good morning. Cool to see you in your element. How much pre-screen will Dickie V require before coming on? I know, probably that doesn't happen as much as you think. He may request certain things not be asked. And sometimes, like that happens sometimes. Like in this instance, if he said like, I don't want to talk about the FBI wiretap, then I would decline the interview, because anybody who's listening to that interview, like for me as my host, it's not about the guest, it's about my audience. It's like, what can this guest bring to my audience? So if he were to say, don't ask me about the wiretap, then I don't want you on the air. I mean, because I can't put you on the air in Baton Rouge without asking you about that. I mean, we can do it in a respectful manner where I'm not belligerent or press you or whatever, but that's got to be asked. So anyway, Zach Minton, good morning. Dale Broussard, David Freeman, good morning. C-Mac, that's the real question. Does Dick really think head coaches aren't directing their assistants to do this stuff? Sam Dixon, there was a lot of taping going on with Pitino, just didn't involve wires. I mean, Rick Pitino is just a bad guy. I mean, the stuff with the escort at the restaurant, the extortion money, assistants running an escort service for recruits. I mean, he's just a bad guy, man. It just is. I would give a portion of my paycheck to bring back the fastest hour for one day and have Matt and Josh interview Dick Vitale. Is that what Daddy does when he makes a smoothie? Is that what happens when Daddy makes a smoothie? Yep. Mommy car. You go in Mommy's car tonight? Well, we did go to Alexander's yesterday in Mommy's car. Very good. Okay. Who is that? Let's see if we can get through a few more here. It's 7:59. All right, I gotta go. Again, shout out to Brock Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. I'm gonna go back and tag them in this post if you would like them. That would be awesome. Please share this post if you've not done so yet. Hitting the share always helps a ton. Y'all go listen to Dickie V on with Jordy and T-Bob coming up here in 1 minute on ESPN Baton Rouge. If you're online, you're out of the city, 1045ESPN.com or on the app. Lots of ways you can get it. For all those whose questions I didn't get to here, whenever I wrap up, I'll go back and scroll the comments if I didn't get to them, and I'll go back and I'll answer you. So I appreciate you very much, as always, for listening. I got to bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see y'all for Locked on LSU, AFR, and tomorrow for Morning Scone. Peace.